Happy Monday, everybody. It has been a doozy already. I am cranking up on a lot of caffeine because first of all, we went to the Packer game last night, go Pack. They won. It was an amazing, exciting game. It reminded us a lot of the snow globe game when the Packers were in the playoff and Brett Favre was throwing snowballs with his buddies, and our friends actually said they saw Brett Favre in the concourse yesterday, but they didn't get a picture. So if you don't get a picture, does it happen? I don't know. Eric, Rob, that's on you guys. Anyway, we had to drive home in this like crazy snowstorm. Took us an hour and a half longer, white knuckling it the whole way, cars in the ditches everywhere. So that was stressful. This morning, woke up, had to shovel, snow is still flying. Let's get it rolling. The real reason for this blog is I wanted to share a little story about something that Dean and I did the other weekend that was fun and super helpful. Dean's dad has been living in a great assisted living facility for several months now after the death of his wife, Dean's mom. He really misses being able to get outside and get into nature. He and his wife would walk every day. All of their trips were about going to parks and forests and mountains, and we've been racking our brains on how to get him more exposure to nature and how to bring more of it into his life. And I was walking our dog one day in our beautiful park, listening to a podcast, The Hidden Brain, and a researcher, I believe her name is 𝗵𝗲 𝗃𝗊, was talking about the effects of nature on how we feel. And she started out with her research trying to figure out how living in urban settings affects us a lot. And she ended up, of course, finding out that nature is very important from the beginnings of us as a species, and how we really, in evolutionary terms, have only been living in dwellings for a very short amount of time. Anyway, what really got me thinking was that when she said that even if you look at a picture of nature, it can have some really great effects on your attitude, on your blood pressure, and reducing stress hormones. I started doing, my internet sleuthing, and I found these beautiful wall murals of all of these different kinds of scenes of nature. Dean and I spent about 2 hours putting it up. If you've ever put up wallpaper, you can understand the challenge, shall we say, of putting up something of strips that have to be lined up appropriately. We finished, and Paul just loved it. He was in seventh heaven. He kept bringing people into his room, and it also just really made it feel more like home for him, even though we had already decorated a lot for him. But then about a month later, the mural started falling down, and we're not sure exactly what happened. We think we followed the instructions, but who knows? So Dean went over at lunch and kind of pulled it apart and stuck it back up just as a temporary measure. I contacted the company. They were fantastic. They sent us a new one right away. And so just this last weekend, we took down the old damaged one and we put up a new one. And yeah, I can tell you that Paul is super happy about having his forest back. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. This is a brand new kind of video vlogging idea, and since Dean and I tend to do some crazy things and we're always kind of on the go, I thought I would start to share a little bit more about our personal lives and some of the projects that we undertake. So if you enjoy it, subscribe and you'll keep in touch with all the nutty stuff that we're doing. All right, talk to you later. Bye.